Good morning, good afternoon, or perhaps good evening to everyone tuning in. Welcome back to the Easy English Listening Zone. I'm Emma, and I am genuinely thrilled to be sitting here today. You know, there is something special about the energy in the studio this morning. It feels like the start of something new.
It really does, Emma. Hello to you and a massive warm hello to our incredible family of listeners stretching across every corner of the globe.
How is your spirit today, Ethan? You look like you've got a bit of a spark in your eye.
I'm feeling fantastic, honestly. The sun is pouring through the window. I've got my favorite mug of hot tea right here, steaming away, and I am just ready to connect. There's a certain buzz I feel today, and I think it's entirely because of what we're about to discuss. I'm feeling energetic because this topic, well, it hits close to home.
I love seeing you this fired up. It's contagious. So let's not keep everyone guessing. What is this topic that has you feeling so passionate?
Today, Emma, we are going to confront a giant. We are tackling a massive hurdle that I think almost every single English learner faces at some point. It's a problem, but it's not the kind of problem you might find in a textbook.
Oh, that sounds ominous. A big problem? Are we talking about the nightmare of phrasal verbs or maybe complex grammar rules?
No, it's not grammar. It's not vocabulary. It's deeper than that. It's something that lives right inside our own minds.
In our heads. I think I know where you are going with this.
It's the illusion of perfection, the idea that we have to be flawless before we even open our mouths.
Ah, yes, perfectionism. That is the ultimate silencer, isn't it? It really is a scary monster that hides in the shadows of our confidence.
Exactly. So the heart of our conversation today is this. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to start.
You just need to start. It's such a beautiful, simple phrase, isn't it? But we both know that simple does not always mean easy. In fact, taking that very first step can feel like the hardest thing in the world.
It feels like jumping off a cliff sometimes. But before we dive into the how, before we give our listeners the roadmap to overcoming this fear, we have a tiny request for everyone listening right now.
We do. If you feel a connection with us, if these conversations help you feel a little less alone in your language journey, please consider hitting that subscribe button. It's a small click for you, but it means the world to us.
Yes, please give this episode a like and share it. Share it with a friend who is struggling, a family member, or anyone who has that dream of speaking English fluently. Your support is the fuel that keeps this engine running.
Thank you, truly, to everyone who supports us. Now, Ethan, let's get deep into this. Why do we wait? Why do so many intelligent, capable people freeze up when it's time to speak English?
I've thought about this a lot. I think it comes down to vulnerability. People are afraid. They have this script in their head that says, if I speak, I will make a mistake. If I make a mistake, I will look foolish.
Oh, absolutely. The fear of mistakes. It's paralyzing. I think we have all felt that hot flush of embarrassment before we even say a word.
We all know it. But here's the hard truth we need to accept. Waiting for your English to be perfect means you will be waiting forever. Perfection is a horizon line. You can walk toward it, but you never actually reach it.
That is so true. Think about it in other parts of life. If I waited until I was a master chef before I ever turned on the stove, I would starve. I would never cook dinner.
Exactly. You'd be hungry and miserable. But look at you now. You're a great cook. And why? Because you burnt the toast. You oversalted the soup. You practiced.
I did. I made many inedible meals. So we agree, practice is the key. But let's get practical for our listeners. Practice is a vague word. Studying a textbook for 5 minutes, that's not really enough, is it?
No, not really. I mean, 5 minutes is certainly better than 0 minutes, but if we want to break through that fear, we need more effective strategies. We need real engagement.
Okay, I'm ready. Pretend I'm a student who is terrified of speaking. I want to learn, but I don't know where to begin. What is your first piece of advice?
The first tip is all about input, but active input. It starts with listening and watching.
Watching? I love watching things. That sounds relaxing.
It can be, but there is a method to it. You need to consume short videos in English. I'm talking about things like YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels, or TikToks.
Short videos. That's interesting. Why short ones specifically?
Because they're digestible. A 2-hour movie can be overwhelming, but a 60-second clip? Anyone can handle that. However, Emma, there is a golden rule for this to work.
What is the rule?
You must turn on the subtitles in English.
In English, not in my native language?
No, and this is crucial. If you put them in your own language, you're just reading. If you put them in English, you're bridging the gap. You need your eyes to see the word on the screen while your ears hear the sound.
I see. So it's about synchronization. My brain starts to connect the shape of the word on the screen with the pronunciation I hear.
Precisely. It accelerates recognition. Your brain goes, oh, that's how that word sounds in a real sentence. And because the videos are short, you can loop them.
Looping, that's a great point. You can watch it once to get the gist, a second time to read the words, and a third time to mimic the sound.
Repetition without the boredom. If the video is funny or about cars or cooking or cats, whatever you love, you won't mind watching it 5 times.
That is so important. Find content that sparks joy. If you're bored, your brain turns off. If you're laughing, you're learning.
Exactly. So that's step 1. Watch short content, English subtitles on, and let your brain soak in the rhythm of the language. It's low pressure, high reward.
I love that. It's something I can do while waiting for the bus or sitting on the couch. It removes the barrier of I need to sit at a desk to study. Okay, so I've watched my videos. I'm feeling a bit more comfortable with the sounds. What comes next?
The next step is my absolute favorite because it's completely free and you don't need a teacher, a partner, or even a friend.
Free and independent? You have my attention.
It is the art of self-talk.
Self-talk, meaning talking to myself?
Yes, literally having a conversation with the empty room.
Ethan, be honest. If I walk down the street muttering to myself, are people going to think I've lost my mind?
They might, but you don't have to shout it from the rooftops. You can whisper. You can do it while you're alone in your kitchen. The volume doesn't matter. The articulation does.
Okay, so I'm safe from public embarrassment. But what do I say? Do I give a speech?
No, keep it grounded. You narrate your life. You become the narrator of your own documentary. Describe exactly what you are doing in that very moment.
Can you give me an example? Let's say I'm making breakfast.
Perfect. So, as you move, you speak. You say, I am walking to the fridge. I am taking out the eggs. The pan is hot. I am cracking the egg.
Ah, I see. Simple, direct sentences about physical actions.
Exactly. Try to do it for just 30 seconds.
30 seconds sounds incredibly easy.
You would be surprised. It sounds easy, but when you actually try it, your brain has to work hard to find the specific vocabulary for mundane things instantly.
It forces you to stop translating in your head and start thinking in English, doesn't it?
That is the magic key, Emma. You're training your brain to produce English in real time, connecting the action directly to the word.
I love that idea. Let me try. I am lifting my cup. I am blowing on the tea. It smells delicious. I am taking a sip.
Perfect. You're doing it. See, you aren't studying English. You're living in English.
And it actually makes a boring task like washing dishes or folding clothes a little bit interesting. It's like a game.
It is a game, and the best part, if you get stuck, if you realize, wait, I don't know the word for spatula, that's a victory.
Because you've identified a gap.
Exactly. You realize what you don't know, so you can look it up later. It makes your learning targeted and relevant to your actual life.
That brings up a very good point about vocabulary, which actually leads us perfectly into the next tip.
Look at that smooth transition. What is the next step in our journey to starting?
Well, it connects to what you just said about the spatula. One of the biggest mistakes learners make is learning random words.
Random words? You mean like opening a dictionary and just memorizing page 10?
Exactly. Or learning lists of vocabulary that have nothing to do with your reality. I remember when I was learning a language, I spent a week memorizing the names of different tools in a garage.
Let me guess, you're not a mechanic?
I am definitely not a mechanic. I learned the word for screwdriver, and I have never, ever used it in a conversation.
That's such a waste of mental energy. Unless you fix cars for a living, that word is useless to you right now.
Precisely. So the tip is curate your vocabulary based on your life. Pay close attention to what you say in your native language every single day.
That's so smart because we all have catchphrases or things we say repeatedly.
Yes, for example, maybe you come home from work every day and say, I'm exhausted, I need a break.
If you say that every day in your own language, you're definitely going to want to say it in English.
Exactly. So capture those phrases, write them down in a notebook or put them in the Notes app on your phone.
This transforms your vocabulary from textbook to real life. It makes the language yours.
And it gives you immediate gratification. You learn it today, you use it today.
Immediately. I like that word. We live in a world where we want results now.
We do. And honestly, seeing results builds confidence. And confidence is what kills that perfectionist monster we talked about earlier.
Speaking of confidence, that actually leads us into the next pillar of starting. We want that feeling of success, and we want it immediately. But to get that, we need a little bit of a framework.
Ah, I know that look. You are about to say the word structure, aren't you?
I am. But wait, I know structure sounds suspiciously like grammar, and I promised no scary grammar books. But think of this differently. I want to introduce you to the power of sentence frames.
Sentence frames. That sounds much friendlier. How does it work?
It is essentially rewriting simple phrases to trick your brain into mastering grammar patterns. You take a sentence starter, a frame. Let's take a very common one. I usually.
Okay, I usually. That is my frame.
Exactly. Now I want you to finish that sentence in 5 different ways right now. Go.
Okay. I usually wake up at 7 a.m. I usually drink coffee. I usually take the bus. I usually wear jeans.
Boom. Look at that. In 10 seconds, you just created 4 grammatically perfect sentences.
That felt incredibly natural.
That is the power of it. You are practicing the grammar of present simple and frequency adverbs without ever looking at a rule book. You're getting comfortable with the pattern rather than the theory.
And you can do this with anything, right? Like, I like to, or I'm going to.
I'm going to is a perfect one. I'm going to the shop. I'm going to sleep. I'm going to learn English. When you realize that one small structure can unlock hundreds of different ideas, it builds this massive wave of confidence.
It really does. It stops you from worrying about constructing a complex sentence from scratch. You already have the foundation. You just need to decorate the room.
Exactly. It makes speaking feel easy. And remember, our goal today isn't to be Shakespeare. You don't need to be poetic or perfect. You just need to communicate.
I couldn't agree more. Okay, let's take stock of where we are. We're watching short videos with subtitles. We're doing our narrator self-talk. We're collecting real-life vocabulary. And now we're using sentence frames. Is there anything else?
There is one more tip for today, Emma. And this one is, well, it's very physical.
Physical? Like, do I need to do push-ups while I conjugate verbs?
Not quite. It is exercise, but it is exercise for your mouth.
My mouth muscles. Okay, I'm listening.
I want our listeners to read out loud.
Read out loud. That sounds like something we did in primary school.
It does, but it is a secret weapon for fluency. Here's the challenge. I want you to read out loud for 5 to 10 minutes, but, and this is the most important part, you cannot stop.
Wait, what do you mean? What if I stumble? What if I mispronounce a word?
You keep going.
What if I see a word I don't understand?
You keep going.
Wow, that sounds intense. Why the strict rule?
Because, Emma, think about what happens when we stop. We stop, we go back, we analyze, we get nervous, we start criticizing ourselves. Oh, I said that wrong. Oh, I sound stupid. The perfection monster comes back.
That is so true. Stopping invites doubt.
Exactly. But if you force yourself to read for 10 minutes nonstop, you enter a state of flow. You stop worrying about accuracy and you start feeling the rhythm of the language.
It's about the musicality of it.
Yes, and on a physical level, you are training your tongue, your lips, and your jaw to move in English. English requires different muscle movements than your native language.
So it really is like going to the gym for your face.
It is, and honestly, after 10 minutes, your mouth might actually feel physically tired, and that's a good thing.
It means you worked hard. It means you're physically changing the mechanics of how you speak.
Precisely.
So what should they read? Shakespeare, The Economist?
No, keep it accessible. A news article, a children's book, a blog post, or hey, even the transcript of this very podcast.
Oh, that is a brilliant idea. Read our conversation. You can be Ethan and I can be Emma.
Wait, I want to be Emma.
Okay, you can be Emma for a day. But seriously, just hearing your own voice is the goal.
It's true. A lot of people tell me, Ethan, I hate hearing myself speak English. It sounds strange.
It is strange at first. It feels like you're wearing someone else's clothes.
But you must get comfortable with it. That strange sound, that's your new voice. That's your English voice. Embrace it.
I love that perspective. You know, Ethan, as I look at this list of tips we've created, watching videos, self-talk, rewriting sentences, reading aloud, do you notice a common thread here?
Let me think. None of them require a textbook. None of them require a plane ticket to America.
And none of them require a classroom.
You're right. You can do every single one of these things sitting in your bedroom.
In your pajamas.
Yes, you can learn English in your pajamas. That is officially the best news I've heard all day. Learn in your pajamas. I think that needs to be on a t-shirt. But jokes aside, Emma, there is a serious principle here. The most important thing about all these tips is simply action.
Yes, passive learning, like just listening to this podcast without doing anything else, is okay. It helps. But active learning, that is where the growth happens. You can listen to English for 10 hours a day, but if you never open your mouth, you will never actually speak.
Exactly. You have to produce language. And this is the part people struggle with. You have to produce it even if it is messy, even if it is wrong.
Especially if it is wrong. We need to reframe how we see errors. Mistakes are not failures, Ethan. Mistakes are proof that you are trying.
That is a powerful thought. A mistake is a stepping stone, not a wall blocking your path.
I just want everyone listening to feel free today. Please remember, English is a tool for connection. It is not a test. No one is grading you. We just want to understand you.
It is not a test. That really takes the pressure off. Okay, Emma, let's do a quick lightning round review. We gave our listeners 5 actionable tips today. Can we recap them?
Absolutely. Number 1, watch short videos like YouTube Shorts, but always with English subtitles. Connect the text to the sound.
Number 2, self-talk. Narrate your life for just 30 seconds. I am holding the microphone. I am drinking my tea.
Number 3, save expressions you actually use in your daily life. Forget those screwdrivers unless you are actually fixing a car.
Number 4, rewrite simple phrases using sentence frames like I usually or I like to. Build that grammar muscle naturally.
And finally, number 5, read out loud for 5 to 10 minutes nonstop. Don't stop for mistakes. Just flow and train those mouth muscles.
You have a perfect memory, Emma. These are such practical steps. And the best part is you can start today, right now.
Yes, please do not wait for Monday. Do not wait for the new year. Just start. Pick one tip, just one.
Maybe just try the self-talk while you're washing the dishes today.
Exactly. It adds up. Little by little, you become confident. And that's our goal here at Easy English Listening Zone, to help you grow.
I feel motivated. I think I'm going to practice my self-talk on the way home. I am walking to the car. I am opening the door.
I love it. Drive carefully while you narrate. Sadly, the clock is ticking and we're coming to the end of our episode.
Time always flies when we're having fun. But before we sign off, we have a question for you, the listener.
Yes, we want to hear from you. Please tell us in the comments, which tip will you try first? Are you going to try the self-talk or maybe the reading out loud?
Let us know. Write it down below. Because when you write it down, it's like making a promise to yourself. Make a commitment to your English journey today.
And if you found this conversation helpful, please don't forget to subscribe to Easy English Listening Zone. Click that bell icon so you never miss a video.
And give us a big like. It makes Emma smile.
It makes Ethan smile too. Thank you so much for listening, everyone. You're doing a great job. Keep going. Believe in yourself.
You can do this. We'll see you in the next episode.
Bye-bye, everyone. Happy learning.